kids with similar backgrounds, can I help them? Can I help 10 of them? When we were able to do 10, then we moved to 100. So that's how we were growing. Okay, this is fine. Can we take it to the next level?
All right, so welcome back everybody. Rich Bigger here with Jeet from Selfstudy. Just had a really phenomenal conversation about EdTech in India, the work that he's doing to build a platform that engages almost 150,000 students, his plans to get to 7 million, hopefully by over the next 5 years, and really the process of entrepreneurship. Do you just introduce yourself and a little bit about what the work that you're doing here?
Hi, my name is Persainjit Singh. I'm known as Jeet. I did my schooling in Gurgaon from DAV Public School and DPS. Went on to do my engineering from IIT Bombay. After that, did a couple of corporate stints. I've been full-time on this for about 3 years now.
And so, you're only about 34, 35. You got into this very early. Why did you start giving back so quickly?
My parents come from a very humble background. We are lower middle class family. So it took them a lot of financial struggles to actually put me through the coaching institutes and ensure that I get into these colleges. Okay. So as soon as I graduated, I got a very decent job, took care of few responsibilities that I had towards my parents and brother and sister. And then whatever was left, I started putting it into this venture, show that kids with similar backgrounds don't struggle.
What is the platform and who are you trying to help?
What we realized was in classroom coaching or classroom schooling, teachers are teaching the same thing to all 50 odd kids, and then we are measuring them with the same test. But the gap is primarily in the self-study area where the kids go home and study on their own. Okay. So we wanted to plug that gap. And the first thing while addressing that gap is that you measure what they are studying, what they are doing. And if they are struggling with one small concept, we should be able to help them with that. And that's how we built an AI behind it, which is able to figure out individual knowledge gaps.
So these are lower middle class kids? These are poor kids? Who are you mainly trying to help support?
Our intention is to help all kinds of kids, but we price our offerings at a price point where it becomes affordable for pretty much every level of kids. I mean, we tell kids that whatever you are paying us, we will refund the entire amount to you, provided you complete the course.
These are in person, these are online, these are app. How do you teach the different?
So these are web-based, application-based courses. We create a lot of in-house content. We wanted to take a problem or a question which is asked in an exam or sort of, explain the concept of that question and then solve it for them. So if they have seen how such kind of question is solved, then next time when they get the same question, they have some basic idea how to approach it. Half of the students struggle with when they read question, they have no idea how to approach. So we use a focus methodology in all our videos that these are the 5 steps you have to do, and if you keep on practicing them, this methodology will automatically be ingrained in your approach.
What are you trying to do? You're trying to get them into the best schools, you're trying to get them into trade schools. What's the hopes that you see?
The hope is that they, just like us, are able to dream of getting into these big national colleges, which is the aspiration of a lot of parents.
What does getting to college mean for an Indian student? How does it change your life?
A de facto truth is, if you get into these colleges, you will get a very good job.
How much does a family put into education here, and what pressure does that put on the average family?
So every household spends about 30 to 35% of their annual income into education. It puts a humongous pressure on the family. And the thing with the Indian parent is they are willing to go to any lengths to do this. When I was studying, I was living with a couple of friends. Their parents were sending them to study by selling off their land, their agricultural ancestral properties that they had. They were selling that off to send their kids to Delhi to study. The pressure on them was also very high because they knew that what their parents are sacrificing.
So if all these parents are putting in 30-35% for these kids,
Yes.
with a large percentage not really economically seeing the betterment of that, what's the pressure on the families for these kids to succeed? And then how do the kids deal with that pressure?
The aspirations of parents are very high because somehow or somewhere they feel that if they had gotten the opportunities to study, they would be at a different level in their life, at different socioeconomic status.
Right.
But since their parents couldn't provide this, they want to provide these facilities to their kids so that at least they have a better life than what they are in.
You have tens of millions of students because India is a very young country.
Yes.
You're entering into a period where everyone's talking about AI, robotics, the end of work.
Yes.
What do you see for the future of India in that sense? Is anything that you're teaching them really going to help them?
Honestly, no. Our entire education system is not preparing our kids for 10 years down the line. The parents are worried that they spent all that money, made their kids engineers, and now they're not getting jobs. Those engineers are doing other things, right? So the only thing that worries the parent now is that we are pushing them in a direction wherein 5 years down the line, when they become engineers, there won't be enough jobs.
Right.
Our recommendation to parents is, let's encourage them to go in this direction, but with an entrepreneurial mind. Yes.
If we talk about EdTech in general, what's going on in India and how did you approach it differently?
Indian parent still doesn't believe that students can study on mobile phones or computer screens because half of the time they catch them watching YouTube or doing other things, right? So when we create an application, we put it on a very affordable tablet on which the student cannot do anything else. And we give the control to the parent to basically see what the kid is studying and give him the technological tools, but put restrictions where it is needed.
Do you see selling your product, and by selling you could be giving it away or selling it to schools, be it upper middle levels and universities, as a distribution channel for you? Like, how are you seeing that?
So we generally do not approach schools. We have tried it earlier, but the decision cycle of a school is very long. They take about 6 months to decide. Being a small company with no real sales force,
right.
All of my subject matter experts who create the product are our sales team, because they are the ones who can explain it in the right manner to whomsoever we are trying to sell. So we focus more on the smaller institutes. Let's say somebody is teaching 100 students in India in a small city, 200 students. We give our entire product to them in white label form, and we charge very nominal, 1,000 rupees per annum per student kind of rates. We don't even negotiate on that, because the intention is if this product reaches to a wider audience, a lot benefit will come from it, rather than keeping it to a selective people who can afford it.
The social impact.
Yes.
Okay. So that gives me my question. Like, if you're only charging 1,000 rupees, only like $10, $12. How do you support your business model?
We believe that the size of the market that we have, 71 million students are studying in tuitions and coaching. If I can even reach 7 million of them and take 100 rupees from them, my entire expenses are done. We have created the product is there. From a product development point of view, we are pretty much there. We don't need to invest year on year onto that. Tech, we'll definitely keep on improving. So going forward, we don't see those many heavy investments from our side. So cash flows, we are sure that if we reach out to a wider audience, we'll be able to manage.
So you have 115,000 students.
Yes.
You want to get to 7 million. You have no marketing and sales team. How are you going to get there?
Oh, this year we showcased our product to nearly 200 institutes in India, out of which 15 were sort of the ones who really fell in love with it and said we want to do it today. Rest of them are going to move towards this product because they'll be seeing their competitors doing it. So the demand will be generated from the industry, and then they'll recall that somebody had come us and they wanted to give this platform to us at throwaway prices. So let's call them back. Okay. So hopefully this year I will be easily touching 1,000 institutes. The initial goal is to have one such institute in 200 cities that we have. So first goal is to reach 200, and then these 200's owners of these 200 institutes will do the word of mouth publicity for us.
So who is the biggest generator of word of mouth for you? Is it the students, the parents? Who?
Students.
Okay.
Students. I mean, they are the ones who are more connected to the same circle. Parents, yes, but they meet very often. Maybe they are meeting once a week or once a month, but students meet on a daily basis. So it is through them that we have even acquired these 115,000 students. I mean, we don't put any kind of marketing money. We have one guy who does...
It's great work.
It's one guy who does the SEO and the Play Store optimization, and we get about 10,000 students a month.
What's success for you? How do you look at success?
10 years ago, success was more around what I was doing for myself and my family. If I am able to do this for my younger sister, this for my brother, this for my parents, this for myself, I would call it a success. And then it was like kids with similar backgrounds, can I help them? Can I help 10 of them? When we were able to do 10, then we moved to 100. So that's how we were growing. Okay, this is fine. Can we take it to the next level?
Right. What have been the biggest 3 challenges that you've faced in your 10 years now?
So we were slow in creating our platform. It started in 2015. I was still doing consulting, and whatever I was making was coming here, spending my weekends doing this. It took us 3 years to build the platform. The second challenge was to convince parents to let their kids use it. Third challenge was the internet penetration that we had. The cost of my package, the study package that we were giving, was 1/4 of the cost of broadband.
What are 3 things you wish you knew 10 years ago that you know today?
If I knew how difficult it would be and how challenging it would be, I would have been I would have planned it better. When I initially started thinking about this, I was like, okay, this is what I have to do. And as I started getting deeper into the entire problem, I started to realize the enormity of it. And every year, while we create things, while we help students and interact with parents, a newer problem emerges. Known them earlier, and then in hindsight, everything looks fine. The second would be, if you're not really adding value, right? What is it that you're doing? We initially came up with a very noble idea that we'll teach kids, they'll learn, they'll get into good colleges, and then have good jobs.
Right.
If we do all of this and that doesn't convert into the end goal of employing that kid, that's a failure. Third one, from a personal life, managing this work-life balance, had I known 10 years ago that this would be a very big challenge, I would have probably planned better for it also.
Look at your work, think back over the last 10 years, do you have a story of one student, one family that you remember that you changed your life, like a transformational story?
Recently we met a kid at his wedding. His mom came to us and told us that in India you can basically take a year drop and give the exam again. She was very adamant that we'll not make him take a drop, it'll waste 1 year of his life. But we insisted that the kid is good, let us work with him for a year and he'll get into a good college. And that happened. He went to IIT Bombay and he was getting married. So the mother was very happy, and she was saying that had you not forced me to take that decision, my son would not be here.
Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you.
I mean, it's great. I mean, looking back at EdTech and the future of kind of Asia, education, youth, it's such a huge topic, and I really wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much for your time.
Same here.
Appreciate it.